Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode, another show. We are going to talk about .NET, AI, and a super cool set of things. And I'm super happy here because I'm also with Brady and Pablo. And hey, we have a lot to talk today. And as usual, I learn my lessons. So this is me, Bruno. I'm part of the DevRel in the GitHub team, talking a lot about AI and .NET. And hey, I'm going to do the order that we have here in the screen. So Brady, can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure can. Hey, I'm Brady Gaster. I work in the Core AI Apps and Agents team here at Microsoft, building out all kinds of exciting things like Squad and the GitHub Copilot and modernization tools.
Perfect. And Pablo.
Hey folks, what's up? I'm Pablo. Folks probably know me because I always go with Bruno to do something, so it's incredible. I'm a cloud advocate here at Microsoft. I work in Bruno's team. I work in the .NET team where we build amazing new tools and technologies to support some folks to do some AI. I know Bruno has some amazing tools and write some guides, talks, etc. and demos. But today, I'm gonna modernize all the things that me and Bruno were really big responsible for, which is generative AI for beginners. But now MAF is in version 1, so it means we need to modernize it once again.
yes, and hey, I know that's what kind of the main topic for today. By the way, I am doing everything today. I'm doing the comments, the hellos, and the everything here. So you are going to see me all over the place. But yes, everything that I want to show, by the way, is in the video description links. But we started last week. We released. Let me show my screen and hide this. Last week was the official release. Let me hide this one and show my screen. Official release of Microsoft Agent Framework. And we've used a lot of Agent Framework. We talk a lot about the Agent Framework. And today, one of the ideas, the official episode for today was to bring Sean or I don't know, or some of the people from the Agent Framework team and talk about what we have there. This is the V1, which is a huge one. That means that it's in release and support. And we have a lot of stuff here in .NET and Python. Check the official blog if you want. Please take a look there. But instead of talking about Agent Framework, because you probably know, if you are new here, this is the 2-minute pitch about Agent Framework. We pick up the best that we have for agents and working with AI from Semantic Kernel and from AutoZen, and we put it all together in Agent Framework, which also is super aligned with everything that's happened today. So, in example, Agent Framework is built on top of popular standards and amazing SDKs like the C# SDK from MCP or Microsoft Extension for AI and more. So we put it all together here, and this is the output that we have. And again, this .NET and Python, we care about the .NET part mostly, but is great. A couple of months, I can remember when we have the RC, the release candidate, and now we move a V1 and the ABC. Let's go for .NET, and the ABC as easy as to create an iChat client with any provider that you want, that you have an LLM. You can go for Foundry and a GPT model, local with Olama, local with Foundry local, and then from there you do an Ask AI agent. And that's it. You have an agent there and you can start to work. And of course, the agent part is covered with everything that we know about the agent. You have an LLM, you have instructions, you have tools, you can extend this, you can do a lot of stuff. So Agent Framework is there, V1. Happy to do that. I see a lot of people also, familiar faces. Yes. So second says that Lopez with S. I think the first year that we worked together, Pablo, I always coming from a Latin background. For me, it's Lopez with C. But no, it's with S.
I need to explain that. I need to explain this, folks. It's the Lopez from Portugal. It is my name is incredible. It's Pablo Nunes Lopez. I'll dox myself, but you can see on my LinkedIn, so whatever. But it is S's without any tildes, nothing, because it's from Brazil. It is Portuguese, so that's why it's not. But my name is very Spanish. It just sent Pablo Nunes Lopez. It goes very close, actually. So yeah, it's a fun fact.
Yes. So I know that I want to bring that because the first time I said yes and more. But as I said, so this is Agent Framework. It's amazing. They also have a lot of resources to learn and more. And I want to show you today, we were talking with Pablo and say, hey, you know what we want, what we can do? We have our Generative AI for Beginners course. We've been talking about this a lot of time. And every time that there is something new in the .NET and AI world, we try to update this in a fast way. And because we have so many things, literally so many, it's become a hard work to be here to see what's happening and more. So this is what Brady came here, because we talked about the squad last time. It was last episode or 2 episodes ago, I can't remember. And
Something like that. Yeah, I
we
think it was.
added the squad to GenAI. If you take a look at the code here, you will see some squad templates, a couple of folders here, .squad template. So we use a squad here. And one of the goals that I want to show you today is basically how, using a squad, we are going to pick up the Generative AI for Beginners course and add and do a couple of things, do a lot of things. One is, hey, upgrade everything to the V1 version of Agent Framework. Please do that. I'm too old to go project by project and upgrade all of the NuGet packages one by one to check the code. If it's, I don't think there are major changes in the code, but I'm sure that we broke something. We changed one interface, one name, or whatever. And again, I'm too old to do that kind of things. Don't want to do that. Then there are a lot of new stuff that they are probably not part of the course. So this is also important. Maybe identify new stuff that there are in the new packages and we don't have in the course, and suggest what we can do, how we can do this. And at the end, I know that I want to do one. I know one that we are not covering here, which is hosted agents. So, hey, squad, please do your stuff and create a new sample using hosted agent in Foundry. And in order to do this, and this is the interesting part, the concept of a squad, and Brady, keep me honest here, is that you have a team. And you have a team, and you have a team with different skills. And the first time that you create your squad, you may have, I don't know, I'm going to make this up, a front-end developer, a back-end developer, a QA expert, and more. Yeah. The specific squad that we have here in the GenAI for Beginners, after the initial team, we have a couple of experts on, in example, in the educational part. I want an agent that understands that, hey, does this make sense if you want to learn GenAI in .NET? That this is the right way to present the topic? And that agent is very, very good giving us feedback on the sense that, hey, you are doing lesson 1, 2, 3. You may want to split lesson 2 because it's too much. Or those kind of feedbacks came from those agents. Yep. And all of those agents are part of a squad. So maybe if we want to talk about B1 of Agent Framework and hosted agents in Foundry, we may need a new agent. So that's kind of the idea. And in order to show you how this works, and in order to talk about the squad, let me go back a little, and I am going to try to see how we can explain this. So, squad is on top of Copilot CLI. You have Copilot CLI, there's a command line tool, and you can install a squad. I like that Brady because I am very lazy, I'm not very smart. I like that Brady make the ABC of a squad as simple as this. Create a folder, install a squad, create a folder, do a git init, initialize your folder to support Git, then install a squad and do squad init. That's it. Of course, you need to be in the GitHub Copilot CLI, so you need to be logged into Copilot. Squad is going to use your Copilot license to work. But ABC, install a squad one time, then create a folder, git init in your folder, squad init, and that's it. And if you want, you can even go crazy with the YOLO mode, Copilot, Agent, Squad, and YOLO. And it works great. And because I was testing what I want to show you today, and it was long, and it was a very long to follow, let me show you a smaller example so you can take a look at what we have here. I don't know if Brady, Pablo want to share something or more, interrupt me, and we can move forward.
Oh, no. You keep going. You started the show, and I remembered it was going to be about squad and MAF. So the moment I started the show, I went, wait, I have this MAF demo. I need to upgrade. Like, I should just go ahead and squadify it. So I'm like doing that right now. Like, as you're describing it, that's what I started doing.
That's what I want to show to people.
So I just turned on my screen sharing. But you keep going whenever you want to shift. We can shift. Because I don't know.
So, hey, we can show both because I want to show that. So,
okay.
Not related to today's topic, but this is small enough to pick it to show it in an hour. Totally. To the previous stream. So Jose is asking to the previous stream. I am going to find it and share it. If not, it's in the .NET channel in YouTube. You can find it there. Okay. So I have this library. This is a library that I created, the .NET library that is basically because I have a couple of libraries that use Hugging Face models, and download the model from Hugging Face, I basically was repeating my code again and again. I created this library. And this is a library that's, as I said, is used by the local embeddings, QuentTTS, local LLM. So it's used a lot of places. But I realized that I don't have a CLI version of this. And there are a couple of scenarios where if I have this and it's downloading libraries and I want to automate this in some GitHub actions, or I want to clean stuff, maybe I need a CLI. All of the logic is here to download models, to lead the local models, to delete models. So I say, hey, you know what? I am going to create a CLI version of this. So this is Copilot CLI. I'm running this in a remote machine because I didn't want to kill my stream bandwidth here, my network stream. So I have here Copilot in that repository, and I ask this, hey, squad, because I have a squad here. You can take a look. I'm bottom right. I'm working with a squad. And I say, hey, you know what? Make a plan to implement a CLI version of the library, including the download, check, show current agent, yada, yada, yada. And this should be published as a .NET tool to NuGet. I don't care about that. I did it once. It's somewhere there. So please help me on that. And do not implement anything. Just make the plan. And maybe, if you need, hire new members for the squad team if needed. So with all of this started to work. I think it took 40 seconds, a minute or more. Said that, you know what? Yes, we are going to bring a new CLI developer. And this is interesting. Remember that I told you, Squad will figure out when you are working if you need more people in your team. Right now, my library was very small. It's only download models and files from Hugging Face. But if I want to add CLI capabilities, maybe my team, that it was Neo, Trinity, Agent Smith, and Morpheus, so go full matrix mode, I love it. We are going to bring Tank, which is going to be a CLI developer that is going to be an expert in command design, console UX, and more. And then somewhere here is going to do whatever, is going to, okay, we have the plan and the HF download CLI tool. And it's going to support 8 commands: download, test, list, info, delete file, push, config, and more. It's going to be phases. And again, this is all coming from the squad orchestration that we are using right now, where I have all of these available for me. And once I have this orchestration, well, that is going to be in this one of the phases, I also like that the squad is helping me to say, hey, in this phase 1 are going to work Tank and Trinity. Let me go back. Sorry for the scroll, audience. Tank is the CLI developer and Trinity is the core integration person. And then in the phase 2, we are going to have somewhere here, Tank and Trinity again, then Tank and Trinity, and Tank on. So it's going to have everything there. And I also like that it's going to, because we love doing console stuff and more, and in .NET, console stuff is Spectre console, is going to use Spectre console library for rich output. So with all of this, the only thing that I need to do is start or implement phase 1 and more. So I am going to do the implement phase 1. Let me know when you finish. This is all. The last 5 words there is just burning tokens because I like to burn tokens. That's it. You don't need to say, let me know when you finish and more. It's going to start to work. At this moment, we are probably going to see at any moment a couple of cool things about Copilot CLI. Because we have 2 agents working together, it's probably going to trigger 2 agents at the same time. So we want to see 2 agents working in parallel. We are going to also start to see, I always forget, is Scribe the name of the login agent, Brady? Yes, it's Scribe. So we are also always going to see some Scribe guy. They are taking notes. I said, yes, that's the one. That's the one that is tracking everything that's happened here. And what is important is that everything that we are talking with the squad teams and more using the Copilot CLI is going to be added into kind of a log of lesson learners of what to do, what not to do, what are the boundaries for each agent and more. Take a look at the previous stream, and you will going to see this. But this is kind of the idea. So as we see here, we have one background task right now. So if I go here and I say task and take a look here, I have a Tank working in the background. This is Copilot CLI. If I enter the task, I can start to see what's happening there. I'm losing a little of the control of the context here because this resolution is not the best to do this. But hey, it's here, it's working. And this is me waiting to see what's happened. And this one, I can remember They are going to do the phase one, which is basically create the process, the folders and everything from the CLI. I love it. It's fine and more. So, oh my God, so many questions. Let me take a look. Jose is asking Transformers app. We need to do one about that. Yes, Jose. We have that in the list, but not doing a lot of Transformers app these days. So we have people saying Brady's code with sense and hey Brady and more, and then mention terminal. Oh, I don't know this one. Terminal.gui. What is this? I need to give it a try to that one. I didn't know about this library. It's a library, it's a tool.
Yeah. I haven't heard of Terminal GUI. I knew about the one that I can't remember what it was called, but the one that Miguel wrote as well, but I can't remember what it was called.
Yes, I think I know the one that you mean, that they're planning to add it in. I think they're creating the web version to add it into the Aspire dashboard and more, but I can't remember. Yes, but
I've never heard of Terminal.GUI. Let's go and look it up.
So with this said, with this show, and this is working, this is right now working. I'm not going to show everything and more. I don't know. I know that you are sharing your screen. I don't know if you want to share something here, because at the same time that I am doing this, I can show this, and this is small, but it's going to take some time. But I tackle what I talked at the beginning that say, hey, pick up generative AI for beginners and add everything that I ask you to using MAF framework, hosted sessions and more, and add it everything here. So I can show you that one. That is going to be a long scroll, but I don't know, Brady, if you want to share something.
Well, I can share real quick, like what I just started. You know, I've got it pulled up on screen real quick.
Okay, let me 1 second. There you are.
There you go. By the way, I'd never heard of this thing. This looks exciting. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Terminal.GUI. It's like says cross-plat. Wow, that's hot. Definitely
full Snavel. This is the one that you were mentioning?
Yeah, somebody just mentioned it in the chat.
Okay, nice.
It's pretty cool looking. I never heard about this.
Me neither. Oh, hey, something else, and you can use it there and more.
I'll definitely take a peek at that. I can't even tell who the contributors are. Where? We'll take a look at it. So what I did was I have this repo somewhere. Do I have it pulled up? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. Sorry. I have this repo pulled up right here. That is it's a multi-agent, did this for what was it? Lisbon over there. And the idea behind it is it's like I wanted to show how to use agent framework to do something not code. You know, it's like not just generating code or not doing something. So think about MAF in like a real world capacity. So I like restaurants and cooking. So it was like how to basically build like a restaurant service, like using MAF. And the application had written on Aspire. And what you can see if you were to zoom in on the app is like you'll see all of these tools running. So these are all MCP servers that are running. So like you've got dessert tools, you've got expo tools, et cetera, et cetera. And then all the logs just log every single thing that's happening, all the different work that the agents are doing, as well as the work that's getting called by the tools. And then this is what it looks like when you see the log kind of an end to end. Like if you see like somebody's burger order gets taken, this is what the order looks like. And then the traces, you can actually see each agent doing their part in the Aspire dashboard. But I really did all this because I wanted to learn how to use React Flow. So the way it looks at the end is this. So there's like a front end, and the front end, like you see each one of the agents is represented by a thing. You see all the tools that they have available to them. And like, as they're calling the tools, they light up and you see, like, it was cool. It was like moving around the screen. I vibe coded the front end, but
Yes, I need to talk with David and Maddie and more from the Aspire team to have something like that. Because I know that they are, or I think it's James, the one that doing all of the UA parts from the Aspire dashboard.
Yeah.
I think all of the info that they came from the hotel telemetry for AI. I don't know if they have everything that they need there to implement something like that, but I would love to have those smart traces.
They're pretty close. They're pretty close. I mean, all of that's coming from events I'm firing. So that's all literally coming from events. So, hopefully we'll get it running here in a second. But as we started the show, I realized, oh my gosh, I have not upgraded any of this. So like I haven't upgraded the .NET part. I haven't upgraded the Aspire part. I haven't upgraded the MAF. It's totally, out of date. So I was just going to like throw a squad at it. So right before the call, right when we got in the call, I just cloned the repo and I just gave it this prompt here, which is like, hey, I'm working on this app, blah, blah, blah. And the universe I want you to pick from is like popular pop culture robots, because that's one of my favorite universes. So it spins for a few seconds and it comes back with this cast. You know what I mean? So this is kind of the cast that we have of all the different folks that we're going to need. These two are always built in, Scribe and Ralph. But you can see Optimus is going to be our lead because, Sonny's our front end dev. We move on from there. So each one of these individual agents is going to help us with stuff. One of the things we talk about a lot is like kind of dividing, the load. Some folks will like put their Aspire into one thing and their Azure stuff in another. They'll have one cloud agent. It's really, your mileage may vary. You can always redistribute the size. You can always change it around if you want to later. But this is kind of where we are, and I think what I would do at this point, it's kind of the same thing you were getting ready to do with your project is, start asking it like, what workflow would you go through to upgrade everything? Just like see what it would kind of recommend. And I'm not going to do that. I'm bashful. I'm not going to do that. You can switch back to your screen and go back with your demo. But I'll get it started and just kind of see what's happening, because I've also got all like the Foundry tools turned on. I know that I'm sitting in a Azure sub that doesn't have any resources in it, so we would have to go out and figure out how to provision them all. So like I don't know what's going to happen. So I mean, we could live on the edge, or you could go back to showing something like a true professional. It's up to you.
No, but hey, that's great. Let me go back in the meantime. Let me go back to our stuff. So it seems that it created the folder. And let's scroll here a little. It's created the project, the CLI project. It adds some commands, some parameters. Oh, it's still working on finish. So the project is already created. It should be there. And hey, I can probably say here, okay, continue and move on. That's kind of the idea. So proceed with the next. Oh, by the way, I am working directly in mine. That's not good. So let's do this. Let me go here and say, you know what? Create a new branch and continue with all of the changes. There. It's going to be easier for me to validate everything that's happening here if I have a PR with a new branch there. So I share this, and it said that it's created, it's doing some stuff, so it's kind of nice. We have here the files, the projects, and everything, and it's going to work here. And we are working on main right now. We are going to see the new branch anytime soon, so that's going to be expected. But in the meantime, let me go back to the original request. Remember that I told you about generative AI for beginners. So couple of things here. Someone asked here that this is a way to burn more tokens and more. Yes, you need to be careful how you use this, because it's going to make a lot of calls to LLMs and more. I have a rule here. Every time that I start a squad, you can go. This is one of the projects that we have here. You can go. This is the one that we are working. And in the squad folder, you can start to see, and by the way, we talked about this last time, but you can pick up your agent, and in the charget that you have here, you can start to see the role, boundaries, and more. And you can even define, and this is the important one, hey, which model do you want to use? Auto is automatically detecting the model. I think is one of the best approaches, because it's always going to, I think we also have a discount there when we have Copilot. So it's good to have the auto one, but it's going to figure out what to do. If you know that one of your agents is going to be just doing, I don't know, translations in example, go for a 0x model. Go for GPT-5 mini, or I can't remember the other ones. But you can do all of the stuff and put it here. And again, we talked about this last time. But what I want to show you is that after I did the first request to Squad and say, generate a plan, it took some time. It literally took some time, and I also was talking with the plan. It took me a couple of iterations talking with the agents to get to a point where I was comfortable. Okay, this is what we want to do. And in my experience, I don't know, Brady and Pablo, if you want to share something there, spending this time in the planning phase, it's super important because before, I mean, I love to code and I want to go directly and see some C# code, but spending some time to figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it, what you want and what do you not want to do and more, it's super, super important.
Agree. And like a lot of folks have asked a couple of things that people have mentioned in here. I would say the last release of Squad, one of the things that we took very seriously, Sean's in the call, I think, and I wanted to thank him and his great, viewers in their user group. They kind of tipped me off to, we really are burning too much. Like I'd like it if you could, work something in where people could save money. I was like, well, you can edit your charter like Bruno showed. So that night I actually implemented something I called economy mode. It had kind of an inverse effect. It was interesting. We implemented it and then I tried it that night and I was like, switch to economy mode, and you saw it just change all the models and just deliberately go down to like the less expensive models. Et cetera, et cetera. At that time, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, GitHub did not have support for local models. I'll get to the link here in a second. Here it comes. So at the time, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, we didn't support that. Now we do. So I couldn't go that far, obviously, but we were able to downgrade, like what Copilot would use pretty significantly. It had an inverse effect. If you're using a less efficient model, guess what happens? Gotta use a little more. So it was kind of weird. It went like this, and then it was kind of the same. And I was like, oh, that was unfortunate, So I just switched back to the high model. But now with this link that I just sent y'all, you could aim Copilot at whatever model and aim Squad at Copilot, and Bob's your uncle, right? You're off and running. So you do have that capability now, I'm happy to say. So this is not only good for your wallet, and it's also good for the trees. So it's pretty good.
I need to test the offline mode because I know that it's here, and this is from yesterday or 2 days ago or something like this. Yes, literally yesterday.
yesterday. So I was excited when I saw that link come out. I made a mental note to share that on your show today. That's good.
And and as you mentioned, but some people have very powerful machine, and if you have a powerful machine, like when you have, I don't know, a super nice Llama, Quen, or GPT OSS running decent locally, hey, you can take a look. You can take advantage of that. And I haven't tested with the Squad. I am going to give it a try. I am going to shut down everything, give it a try, and go back to you because I am not doing a lot of airport time right now in April, but May and June are going to be fun for me.
Of course
so
they are.
Plane and airports are usually a great place to do this. And my not so powerful laptop is going to be on fire.
Bruno, the best way, honestly, is, Gemma, especially Gemma 27B. If you have a okay computer, it's crazy. Oh, look at the Mac! Look at the Mac!
Oh, you love your M3, M4, M5.
I can't play the same game, Brady. Look at the Mac.
I've been waiting for 7 years.
Oh no, I'm 2-1 lost in here. I have a Windows device and I am all around surrounded by Macs.
Like a couple years ago, I had to pay Damien to build me a desktop. So I finally have a really powerful machine at home, and then I waited, and finally my refresh came. So it's like, I want a Mac.
Oh, it's a refresh. No, RIP. He's a studio.
No, I've got my dev boxes. I've got my very, very large, Adobe Premiere machine that Damien built me that I have VS installed on. Yeah, so I'm definitely still a VS guy. So yeah,
deep
water code over here. Right? That's what I need to be doing. Yeah,
sorry,
I was really impressed when I started
of the session. But hey, going back here, yes, using this is great. Is amazing. By the way, someone mentioned Gemma 4. It's very good. They did something on and this is getting crazy on the architecture of the models and more, but they make a 5 gigabyte, a 5 billion parameter models to basically use the amount of power and resources as a 2.5, which is crazy, crazy good. I can't remember the name.
It's E4B, isn't it? The E4B, the 4 billion parameter, which is like condensed.
Yes, sadly these days, what I have created here, I have one of the libraries that I have is local LLMs that automatically download models to your machine and creates that. Sadly today, but in order to do this in .NET, we need to have Onyx models. We can't use Onyx today with Gemma, but I have here, and you need to love Squad. This is a Squad helping me in my day-to-day stuff.
Yeah,
I have here in the local LLMs repository. I don't want to go every day. And where is
Look how many Squad. Oh my God, the Squad promotes Squad. Everything.
I have a pipeline that is validating when the Onyx team from Microsoft release the feature that I want to do. I think this is the one that I want to do.
Cool.
Is going to basically say to me, you know what? Your library is ready. And you know what? This is the latest version that you need to install. And I asked Squad literally in local LLM yesterday or 2 days ago. I say, hey, I want to use Gemma. The Onyx library is not there yet. What is the best way for me to have this? And I don't want to use OpenClaw or whatever yet. We are going to build an OpenClaw in .NET in the next weeks with Pablo.
Nice.
So it said, hey, you can create this is not the one. I need to find which one is the one that we want to use. But one of these is going to basically validate that the Onyx version is available there, and then we are going to have the somewhere here. They are going to have the can't remember the name. The NuGet. It's local LLM dot Gemma available for everyone. But Squad helping me in the way that hey, this is the way that you can do that. Going back, sorry, we lost the track here for a couple of things. So going back here to the generative AI for beginners, remember our goal. We have Agent Framework V1. We have generative AI for beginners with 20 plus samples of Agent Framework and more. And there are a couple of scenarios that I wanted to add. I asked the Squad with the team that we have here, hey, can we make a plan to upgrade this? And it created the plan. And it created content motivation. It had a couple of official blogs from the Agent Framework, the candidate, the release candidate also, the agent service, because Foundry also have agent server in GA, which is super nice. And also we have the V1. And then started to create the matrix, started to create the libraries, because one interesting thing about the agent framework is that we have release candidate, we have the V1 for agent framework, but there are some satellite libraries that they are still not there because they are depending on other services and more. So not everything is V1, but you can test it, you can use it. So I have here what we need to do. Also, some stuff that need to change, and this is important. This is what I was talking. In the past, we used to have, in example, the namespace Microsoft Agent AI Azure AI. Now it's sent to Microsoft Agent AI Foundry. Remember when I mentioned 10 minutes ago that I really don't want to go all of my CS classes and change this in everyone? So the Squad is going to do it. The same way that, hey, I can't remember where we use this, but it seems that somewhere we use assistance from OpenAI. This is probably an old sample that we have. I don't know if people are still using assistance. I need to double check that, but we need to remove that. Then we change the simulation chat client to the persisting chat client. So there is a lot of stuff that we have here, and the Squad detected for me. We have also new packages to review. And hey, this is the one that we've been using. Let's check for a stable release. OpenAI checks for updates and more. And again, this is all the compensation. And going deep into our scenario, this is the sample that we want to use. This is a sample that we want to basically upgrade. And this is the name, Microsoft Agent Framework 01, 02, and more, and move the V1, the preview to the V1, preview to the V1, preview to the V1, and more. And it's going to be done in tiers. It's going to be tier 1, simple upgrades, because it's literally just changing the library. Package tier 2, where we need to not only change the library, but do some minor changes. And we have the big ones where I needed to do some manual stuff here and there, because a couple of concept changes here from persistent agents, hosting workflows, and more is different. They have some Aspire demos here, and this is the new scenario that we wanted to do. This is the new scenario that I want to do. is the hosted agents. Hosted agent is a super new cool concept that we have that, in example, if we are coding an agent, agent framework in our machine in .NET, and you are comfortable with your code, how you deploy that? So hosted agent, the idea of hosted agent is that you can pick up that agent, you can containerize the agent, and you can deploy it to the agent service, to the Foundry agent service that we have there, and it's going to be treated as an agent there, which is super, super nice because it's really, literally one of the best ways for moving to local to the cloud in a super easy way. And we also use containers, and everybody loves and have containers here and there. So you have that. By the way, I don't know if I show this, but if I go to, let me go to my Foundry portal. And if you take a look at the agents, this is going to take some time. Let's go to build agents. I don't know what was that pop-up, but you can see here, these are standard agents and these are hosted agents. But you see all of the agents in Foundry in the same place, in the same stack that you have with everything. And of course, when you enter to a normal agent, you have features like traces, like monitor, like evaluation, and more. And because this is a prompt agent, this is the name that we have here, you can change the model, the instructions, and more. But if you go to a hosted agent, let's go to the Toronto Travels, what you are going to see here is that you can't change the model because it's packaged there. You can't change all of the stuff, but you have access to the same features like before, like traces, like monitors, evaluations, and more. So hosted agents are super, super cool. And it's something that now that we've seen this is super, super easy to understand. But in the past we created an agent, how we deploy it, how we containerize, and more. Right now it's one feature, part of the agent framework, part of Foundry agent services, and it's there. And as I said, I want to have this as part of the generative AI for beginners.
Be good.
Okay. We have Kike asking questions that say agent power, but what is an agent? Oh my God, no, not again.
What is an agent, Bruno? Tell me, what is an agent?
I don't know. It's a piece of code that does some magic there in the back. Use tools, use an LLM, have instructions.
It is magic code.
The way I think about it is an agent is the higher level set of instructions, if you will. It's like the for lack of a better way to put it, all the knowledge and the personality. And like I've seen like a great graph of it. Like the agent has skills. The skills may or may not call tools. Those tools may or may not be MCP tools that may or may not live on MCP servers. You know what I mean? And at any given point, any of those things can or may call the LLM.
Yeah. Hey, that's a great definition. And yes, it's kind of an intelligence somewhere there, probably the LLM, the instructions plus the tools. And the tools can be MCP tools, and we have skills and more. But hey, I love that. That's a good way. By the way, fully saying that it's not a loving container. It's only have 16 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, Docker is fine. And let me show you something that I should have open somewhere here. So in example, this is not, let me open the recent one.
Bring your own key. Yes.
So forget that you've seen this. This is a new C# style that we are using that is very similar to Python, but forget about that. This is a hosted agent that I have here. But if you are here and you want to deploy the hosted agent, and I host here and I say Microsoft Foundry deploy the hosted agent, we will see that I am going to have some, it's still activating, but I am going to have some options, and you can deploy this in a very, very, very thin hardware. Literally, I can't remember what, but it's not using any resources at all. It's taking some time to connect, to do everything here. When it's ready, I will show it. But at the same time, when you deploy the agent, it's just code. As I say here, I can go here to the AI toolkit, create an agent, create a code agent, a single agent in C#. Let's do test CS3. I need to choose the model. It's still connecting GPT-5 Mini in my default folder. And let's do CS C#3. And when I have my agent that is created somewhere here, yes, trust the auto. I trust you. This is my machine. I trust almost everything that I have here.
Yes, of course.
When I have this, my next step will be deploy the hosted agent. And by the way, this is a C# hosted agent. And again, using agent framework, agent framework, yes, and everything else. And when I deploy this, I am going to say here, this is what I wanted to show. You can even run this in a very, very light machine on the cloud. And I'm guessing that local is the same. So yes, low RAM and Docker are not a good option, but you probably don't need a lot on top of Docker to run this because you can do the same locally with this.
You're a
So-
dead box. Yeah.
It's it. And by the way, let's deploy one. It's going to start this. We are going to see this later. Going back to our agents and more. We want to have this in the generative AI for beginners. I want to have a couple of basic hosted agent scenarios. So how we are going to do this? The plan specifies. I'm not very fan to the plan when they go deep and say, in example, what is going to be the project structure and more. But hey, this is what we have here. So this is the ABC. And as you can see here, CS file, Docker, YAML, and a couple more. If we take a look at the one that I just created, we have CSI, Docker, YAML, and more. So it's literally the same. And we have another, which is the multi-agent workflow, because you can have hosted agent for a single agent or for a workflow and more. And the final part, and I know that Pablo is going to be happy with this one, is that, hey, all of this repo, the core part of this repo is try to help people to understand generative AI, to learn the concepts from beginner to maybe know new stuff. So all of the documentations, all of the updates that we need to have here are super, super important. So one of the agents that we have, and I'm going to ask to show me the stuff, is basically specialized on this. And this is going to say, okay, we are going to add a new what's new section. We are going to upgrade the lesson 4, which is Microsoft Agent Framework. We are going to upgrade some sub-pages in the lesson 4. So this is the change that we want to add. So it's literally everything there. And I also said, okay, and with all of these changes, the new stuff and more, how we can improve this? What is the next generation? What is the V3 or the V2.1 of this repo? And say, you know what? The learning path may have some clarity options here and there. We have probably new lesson contents ideas, lesson 4, 5, advanced agents, production deployment, A2A. I don't know, A2A. I know that people ask about A2A, and we need to spend some time talking about A2A in .NET. So this is something that we want. And also add some improvements here, sample improvements, capstone projects, hands-on checkpoints, and more. This is all from the planning side. So cool. I didn't. Yes. So I didn't want to, and I know there are a lot of questions. Sorry if I miss. I am going to do a check of the comments right now. But and we have, of course, we have execution order, phase 1, 2, 3, content, and everything else, risk assessment. This is all the standard plan that you probably create right now. So with all of this, by the way, this is still working on my CLI. Is the phase 6. I think that's what is the last one. So with all of this, I put it early this morning to implement everything, and I have everything implemented here. I have the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, all of the phases, all of stuff, the documentation updates, and more. And right now, everything is, let me go back to Microsoft, to the Generative AI for Beginners. Everything is here in a new branch that was created for this. And if I switch branches and we start to take a look here at the README, we are going to see in what's new, hey, we have the agent framework added here.
Nice.
Released last week, and we have 2 new hosted scenarios, the time zone, and we also have the multi-agent, and we have links to the
official GAs. The other thing I know is that I'm going to need to review because the chapters are written according to the sample, so I'm going to probably need to review 4.5, but that's incredible, man. I remember we spent like a lot of time before, but this year we sped up so much because of Squad and Copilot CLI. It's crazy.
Yeah. As I said, right now our work is to start to check this PR to check in example lesson 4 to start to see, hey, does this make sense today? Not make sense anymore? How we are going to do the AI agent architecture? This is what we will literally be talking. What is an agent? You have an LLM, you have tools, memory, context, and more. That is going to do
By the way,
something else.
do you like my very horrible diagram? Because it's so bad doing the spaces, man.
I am all in ASCII diagrams. I am all in for this. And by the way, Laurent is here. Hey, Laurent.
Hey, Laura, yeah.
So we have agent framework. Yes, sorry, someone.
Oh, no. I was going to let you finish up. Yeah, okay.
So, sorry, let me go back to the comments. So we have everything here. We have the install the agent framework, how we are going to do that. We have, I don't know, I'm not sure this is the right name. Then we have to check something.
Yeah.
This is the first review that we need to do. But we have fill your agent with tools, agent workflow, MCP, hosted agents. We finally have hosted agents. I need to double check the name and more. So this is, of course, it's not 100% accurate, but a lot of the work is already done. And this is the time that probably me and Pablo, we need to go here, start to work on this PR and on this branch and start to work and do more. And we have all of the samples here updated to the latest versions and more and more and more. So this is one way, an example that we are using Squad to basically clean up all of this. And I haven't shown, but let me show, not here, here. I haven't shown here, this is the, show me the team. This is the team that we have in Generative AI for Beginners, which is, again, it's not the standard dev project that you are used to, because in this one, we have some roles that they are focused on educations and more. So it's going to give me the team. Show me the team. I have the team somewhere here.
Come on, team. Show up.
Oh, show me the squad team. I probably need to say.
That's okay. So team roster or something like that.
Or team roster. Yes, I think I need to ask for a squad team.
Yeah, that works too.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. So we have Morpheus, which is the lead. Then we have Neo, the .NET dev. And then, as I said, I want to have a change log analyst because we need to have what's new. We need to know and support people with the previous version and more. We have an upgrade engineer. That this is the one that we seen Dozer working. Not you, because I did it early today, but I seen Dozer working hard, upgrading everything. And then we have the education strategies, because again, this specific repository, this specific project is kind of an educational project. And the two others, the last two, Scribe and Ralph, which I love Ralph's. Ralph is going and going and going and going and going, are the ones that come here. But this is it. This is how we are using a squad, and this is an example how we have a squad today to help us do a lot of the work in upgrading this project for the latest version of GenAI for Beginners, which
That's cool.
Otherwise it's going to be a couple of weeks of me and Pablo spending hours and hours here.
Let's go. Let's go.
Right now it's almost done. And as you've seen, I need to fix some namespaces. I need to check some stuff, but I'm sure that 90% or more of the stuff is already done, and the boring part is not for me.
Yeah, right. So earlier when we got in the call, like I said, I realized I had not upgraded my stuff yet. Let me share my screen real quick.
Yes.
And as I was watching you walk through your upgrade process, like, oh, it's weird. Up above, I had said, I want you to kind of start looking at, what we need to do here. So I wanted them to kind of like think about the order, think about all the things that needed to happen and everything else. So that's what I kicked them off. And I just said, start coming up with what to do. And we had gotten here the last time I was on screen. So you started talking and walking through your process, and you'd already done like that speccing process. Like you'd already gone off screen and like done speccing and walked through the whole process and whatever else. And I tend to keep mine in GitHub issues, like in the repo, because it kind of gives me like that SDLC. Like I can say, write the PRD is one issue, I think I did this last time, split the PRD issue up into a whole bunch of issues, like whatever, you know what I mean? So this time I just said, hey, can you fan out, keyword in squad, can you fan out and look at everything we need to do and start creating, GitHub issues. So here you can see they all go off and they start, why would he pick push up? Creepy. It goes off and picks our, they all went for Sonnet apparently. So they all go off and they start doing all the things that they need to do. They start going through and they start creating GitHub issues. And, when we got here today, it looked like this. Now it looks like this. So what they've done for me is they've gone through and they created one individual issue for every single one of the steps that they're going to do in their process. And they're waiting over in the CLI. They're waiting for me to give them confirmation. Of course, let me see it right now. So they're over here waiting. If I go to the very bottom, they've said everything is ready. We're ready to get started. Like, let us know when you want us to start going. And then I could just say Ralph start, and they even know like which robot needs to work on each individual thing, which means they could fan out and start working on it sequentially if they want to. So I could even tell the squad, start working on it, work in different branches, submit pull requests, never commit directly, yada, yada, yada. And they'll actually begin working on it. But much like the way you work through things in Markdown files, like you do everything with specs, I'll just tell them just file issues so I can kind of see the progress as we go. If I had logged in using -s project, I could actually tell them build me a project board as well, so I can actually see the board change color, from like purple to green.
That's what I was thinking. That I haven't tested the issues approach, but it's a good one because yes, if we have projects as part of the repo and we can organize this, we can have a nice Kanban dashboard and we can see where we are, what we can do. And I change a lot from machines. You probably noticed that I'm working on my machine, but I also have my remote desktop and I work in my laptop and more. I also having everything on issues is kind of a nice way to switch from one place to another in an easy way to track and see what's happening there. Hey, I love it. I am going to give it a try. Pablo, don't get scared if you start to see a lot of issues on the generative AI for beginners.
Oh no.
Yeah,
they are going to be tracking work in progress issues for stuff.
Oh my God, I gotta have like 11 issues. I'm gonna create a filter, Bruno. You need to create a filter called squad so I can just unclick. And then our squad things are on squad and the other things are like complaints from folks.
So I will show you one thing I'm really excited about. We've been working on, I'm not going to show you a demo right now. I don't have it dialed up yet, but what I will show you is over in squad repo, we've got this working internally using some services internally and whatnot that we don't have. Did he already do it? Did he already do it? Did he already do it? But he's already done it. Maybe not. So Tamir had basically filed an issue out here where it looks like he might have already done it. There it is. Doop. So pretty soon you'll be able to go into Teams, and Bruno's seen me do this. So Bruno's seen this happen. It's a little disorienting when it happens. You'll ask me a question in Teams and I'll go, wait a second. And then like a couple seconds later, it says, it'll just be this huge wall of text, and what I'm doing is I'll send my squad to look at the Teams message, and then I'll send my squad to go off and do the work and then come back to the Teams message. So Bruno's been on the receiving end of this. I apologize. I love you, but you got to help me test it. We've got about 7 or 8 of us running what we call dispatch internally right now, where we can kind of test this kind of concept out. Like we've got some internal stuff that we're building it on right now. But Tamir has started down the process of making it available for you externally as well. You might have to do something like set up an app registration in your intro tenant, but you're going to have this hopefully soon. So be available pretty soon. What we have implemented to support this, we did ship on our last Insiders release, is the idea of being able to loop. So think about you and I sit inside Squad all day long, like, this. What do we usually see at the end of the day? Well, our memory gets too much, we'll crash the CLI. You know what I mean? But you've heard this term and you haven't really thought about it in the context of Squad, the agentic loop.
Yes.
Well, all you're doing when you use that GitHub Copilot SDK is you're opening up a GitHub Copilot CLI session and doing your thing and then running the session and exiting. Well, if you look carefully at the command line for Copilot, there's a -- prompt command on it. It'll just run the command and exit. So we have a loop now that will run and it'll just watch Teams and it'll watch for me, it watches #squad. Nobody's allowed to take that one. That's mine. It watches for hashtag, Bruno Squad or whatever, and you can send it messages, and it will do work for you in the background and come back and ping you back in Teams, or send you an email, or send you a GitHub issue, or do anything you can do.
Hey, no, that's amazing, and I'm looking forward to see that, because yes, that is getting close to have this interactive whatever agent entity or something that is really, really working for us there. And I know we have a couple of more minutes, so let me go back. I start a couple of questions, and I'm so sorry for if I miss some
4
questions.
minutes, Bruno. We need 3 minutes to answer the questions. Let's go.
Yes. So Foundry Local, we talked about Foundry Local last month, I think, or something like that. And you can use a Foundry Local model. Let me see if we do something even for the next session, a 10 minutes of the latest phasing framework plus Foundry Local, because I know that there is opportunity to improvement there. We can do more stuff, but at the same time, there is a lot done there. And I am using Foundry Local for a couple of personal stuff here and there, and it works great. So let me double check that, because I don't know what is the MAF provider comparison. I don't know what we are doing there. Then Pablito is asking, who created the team, Squad or you? Squad creates the team the first time. When you start to work, what you can do is you can set to Squad. You can basically ask and say to Squad, hey, do this, do that. And by the way, I haven't showed this, but let me show it here. I'm going to remove you quickly. At any time, if you install Squad, the latest version and more, you can go out, and in one of your repositories, you can do something like, I don't know if you want to do something here, but you can do Squad upgrade. And based on the latest Squad that you have there, and yada, 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 it's going to also update your main component of a Squad, not your team, just the component.
Right.
And I think I have everything up to date in my stuff, but Squad is going to also help you to be there up to date. And of course, you need to do the npm install of Squad the first time. So Squad proposes the first team, and then I say, hey, add a new expert for education, add a new expert for this. I don't care about that or more. So you can use a Squad to have your team. And the last one that we have is, I think we already talked about that, is that, yes, can you set the model for each Squad member? Yes, and we show that. Yes, you can say that by default are all in auto, Brady, or auto?
I think the default is there. I think the default is auto.
I always see auto. I don't know if I see something else. So in my head, it's probably there. But yes, you can upgrade. You can change the markdown file and put also there.
Correct. And you can actually say you can say always use this model. Like folks who need that, you can actually specify that in your own charter.
Yes, and I was expecting also this one here. And we have a repository for this one, Squad and more. I know that we talk about that. We have now this, I don't know if you have it installed here, the Squad.
Oh, Bruno, I had an idea. I need to do awesome Squad, like awesome Copilot. Maybe need to do like config teams.
Don't do that yet.
Yes, I know it's in the process or something, but yes, we should do something like that to have a team of agents, repositories, reusable agents.
There is a Squad's repository in my organization, and the import export capabilities of Squad support aiming it at repos.
So it's going to be there. It's going to be, I don't know when, but yes.
It's there. You can use it today. You just got to pick
today? Oh, wow. Send us.
I mean, just grab Squad and look at the documentation for import.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure import export, you can aim it at a repo and it'll just go to your repo.
Oh, that's nice. I want to have it done. So, hey, we are done. I want to be sensitive with the time, people, and we are literally on time. So, Brady, Pablo, thanks a lot. I know that this was all over the place, but remember, keep in mind that Generative AI for Beginners is going to support the big one today or tomorrow when I have time to review everything. Squad really, really help us. And Agent Framework V1, that's a huge, huge, huge update, huge release, huge milestone for everyone here. So kudos to the whole team. Brady, Pablo, thanks a lot again. See you all in next one. And
bye,
we're here to do the media assets and the outputs and the thanks to watch video and more. Goodbye.
Thanks a lot. Take care.